We all know and love Total Drama, but what about Fresh TV, the company behind it? How much do you know about it? What about the controversies in which it was involved? Stay tuned because you'll find out now. I'll start with the simplest ones and then escalate to the biggest controversy. The first one on the list is the contestant's disappearance in All Stars. All Stars' finale brought a lot of controversies among the fans. One of them is the fact that the fandom believed a part of the cast died in the balloons, since they were never seen again after that episode. But they actually survived, as the creators confirmed. The American release of the reboot. If there's one thing that Fresh TV sucks at, that's the launch timing. By the time the first season of the reboot was released in the USA, everyone online was already done talking about the second season, since they depend on companies like Cake Entertainment for their international distribution. But their fault or not, this thing really affected how the season was received by the fans, since there were lots of spoilers online. Now that we're done with the minor controversies, let's get to the spicier ones. The reset button. This one made the fandom very angry, especially the fans who suffer or have loved ones who suffer from dissociative identity disorder, because DID is not something that you can just cure by pressing a button. Even though the creators apologized after seeing the controversy that was created, the harm was already done. I kinda understand their perspective, since Total Drama was considered a kids show, and they just wanted to give the character a happy ending. But on the other hand, they also made a lot of kids sad because of how they presented the situation. Besides that, this whole thing that we saw inside Mike's head kinda ruined Total Drama's essence as an animated reality show. Because usually in a reality show, you don't have cameras inside someone's mind. Cartoon Network's implication. As a big distribution platform for Total Drama, Cartoon Network has always had a big influence on the show, unfortunately. But you know what was their worst decision? It was forcing Fresh TV to make Duncan and Gwen a couple. That of course ruined a big part of the show for us, since Trent and Gwen were initially a good couple, while Duncan and Courtney were one of the all-time greatest. Yeah, so pretty much all the bad parts that came after Island came from them. Thanks, Cartoon Network. But okay, maybe we can forget that since it happened a long time ago, but the fact that Gwen and Duncan were the only couple added to their 30th anniversary video is one thing that we just can't forgive that easily. The Rama Era. Besides Total Drama World Tour, no other season was considered greater than TDI 2007. So, Total Drama declined after season 1. But the show hit rock bottom when Rama became Fresh TV's main series. Yet most of us didn't really know how much hate Fresh TV really received. Apparently, in its prime, Fresh TV used to answer fans' questions on Twitter, Tumblr, and the blog on their website. Christian Potenza's YouTube channel also used to be very active, with him and many Fresh TV employees answering fan questions on it. That built a great connection between the fandom and the creators. But all of that became history. Shortly after the release of Rama, all of those things just vanished. Christian Potenza stopped uploading videos on his YouTube channel, and the Fresh TV website was rebranded with the removal of their blog. Fresh TV also started to discourage people from contacting them, saying that they do not accept unsolicited emails. So, in a short period of time, they turned from one of the most fan-friendly companies to a classic cartoon company. Although there isn't a 100% connection between the hate that they received for Rama and the change, this is the only logical explanation. In the end, it's pretty sad that all the rapport built with the fandom over the years just disappeared in a moment. Yet, if we were to analyze things a little, the true villain behind this nasty situation wasn't really Fresh TV. It was Cartoon Network. Again! Because the creators from Cartoon Network didn't want to air more Total Drama seasons, instead they wanted to air something more appealing to the younger audience. Since Fresh TV needed the contract and the money that would have come with it, they agreed, and with that started Total Drama's darkest era. If you want to know more about this era, check the video in the description below. The Spanish Leak. As many of us already know, before Total Drama Island 2024 was officially released, something wild happened. Chris's Spanish voice actor filmed a part of his recording and some part of the scenario alongside it. It didn't take long before this video became viral on YouTube. That caused a lot of trouble inside the company, and even a public scandal on Instagram. I'm guessing that someone didn't keep his job after this event. Disventure Camp. I've made a whole video about this one, so if you want the long version of the story, I'll leave it in the description. But here's the short version. Disventure Camp begins its journey as a YouTube series with strong connections to Total Drama. This connection gave the series a boost in popularity, but also made it vulnerable to copyright strikes, which happened shortly after the beta version of Season 1 was released. With that, Adventure Camp was taken down, but Disventure Camp continued its journey. Although the connection with Total Drama reduced drastically starting with the second season, the conflict continued. Terry McGurran, one of Total Drama's producers, continued the conflict on Twitter, in which he accused the creators from Disventure Camp of using some of their designs. In the end, no one is totally right in this situation. Even now, Disventure Camp uses some designs that are very similar to Total Drama, but on the other hand, these similarities are too small for Fresh TV to have the right to demand the cancellation of the show. Reunion's cancellation. When the fans were fed up with Rama, one of them finally decided to make a change. A YouTube channel called Blue Production released a video in which he brought back the original cast as adults in a trial against Chris. Of course, the situation turns in Chris's favor, and the contestants have to compete again in one last season. Although this fan-made episode was loved by the fandom, Fresh TV intervened very quickly and took down the video. Now, from their perspective, they were kinda right, but from our fandom perspective, we didn't get anything good from Total Drama in years. And now, when someone gives us hope, Fresh TV comes and takes that hope away. This escalated so much that Christian Potenza himself had to make a video on this subject. But that only made things worse, because in that video, he said Dramarama is a better alternative. I doubt he even believed his own words. Besides that, he made a crucial mistake, due to the fact that he kinda offended Reunion fans by calling the show something made in a basement with a couple of friends. That statement pissed off the fans even more, since the project made in a basement was better than the whole high-budget production from Fresh TV. Blue Production actually came up with the trailer for Part 2, but it's been half a year since his last post. He probably abandoned the mission. Christian Potenza's allegations. This controversy gained popularity, especially after the fans learned that he wouldn't voice Chris in the reboot. The story behind Christian Potenza's accusation began years before the announcement of the reboot. It started when Potenza opened up his studio in Hamilton, Ontario called The Infinity Forge. He brought other actors and people from the same domain to work with him in the studio. One of those actors is called Sonia Kota and was asked to teach action in the studio. But besides that, shortly after her time at the studio, Sonia asked Potenza to let her teach an erotica writing course, to which he agreed, yet no one signed up for it. So she asked Potenza to let her take another course, but this time he refused. This angered her and caused a break in their partnership. However, this didn't just stop there, as Sonia Kota started to spread allegations about him over the internet. As he said in one podcast, Christian had no idea about these allegations, and he found it weird that these allegations came from Kota, as at the time the two of them hadn't spoken in over a year. On February 28, 2023, Kota made a Facebook post in which she directly accused Potenza of being a predator. In this post, she stated that people have told her how they have been sexually and emotionally abused, manipulated, blackmailed, and even drugged by Potenza. Yet although these were some serious accusations, there was no proof behind them. However, that didn't stop them from tearing apart Potenza's career. He lost a lot of things, one of them being his job as a teacher at university. But his most painful strike was the time when Fresh TV, the company he worked with for years, abandoned him. Apparently, Potenza didn't try to defend himself against those allegations because his legal team advised him to stay quiet. A response would have only heated the conflict. Although the creators of Total Drama stated that Chris's voice change was a creative decision and tried to avoid the subject, according to Christian, they just stopped the collaboration with him out of nowhere. In the middle of the creative process, it's pretty sad to think about the fact that Potenza always had Total Drama's back, like during the Dramarama scandal. He put his reputation at risk by trying to defend Fresh TV, and they just abandoned him. But although this was painful, he said that he kinda wanted to abandon his role as Chris. The reason was that Chris was becoming too evil, and he disliked the idea of being associated with him. There it is, guys. What was your favorite total drama controversy? Make sure to tell me in the comments. Take care and see you next time with a brand new video.